Hello everyone who wishes to create flying abominations against the will of the people and any deities who might happen to be listening. I'm BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths Most Wanted. Yes, we're on a From Wanted, a Most Wanted kick right now. Let's enjoy it while it lasts. So if you don't know what this thing is, count yourself lucky. This is yet another flying front-siding middle finger to anyone who just wants to make a nice little boat. This is the Sailfish. It is a somewhat recently added deepwater godly thrustercraft slash airship. What is it? Yep, airship. And I hate this thing in a positive way, in the sense that I respect it, and like if it kills me, I'm like, well, I deserve this. Actually, no one deserves to be burned alive quite like what this thing does. So we're going to just merrily inflict this on some helpless marauders, just so you can see what we're dealing with here. So, this thing can be a serious problem. I've never encountered this in the wild, so to speak. I just spawned in all those marauders on the same team as me. Let's try that again, shall we? Let's try this, and let's spawn in an Onyx Watch thing, because I guarantee you that, I think this thing will flatten an iron cordon. Let's see what happens, because it also will be a helpful demonstration of just how annoying this thing is. Anyway, so, the biggest and most obvious thing about the Sailfish is, A, it flies, it's quite fast, 90 meters per second. Yep, top speed is 101 meters per second, and there's this gigantic flamethrower in here. Plus, wow, I didn't even know this was here. This is armor-piercing round stuff, so if you try and pop this immediately with a big railgun, you're going to have a bad time. So, this flamethrower is stupidly powerful. It appears to have two of them, actually. Yep. Yes, it does. So, each one of these flamethrowers is, puts out 24,000 fuel, which is basically damage, and the flame intensity is 76, which means it does, let's see here, flame resistances, it does more than full damage to heavy armor. So, you can see right there, the Iron Cordon is having an absolutely miserable time. I guess it is a little bit undercosted. The Sailfish is barely taking any damage, because it is hovering right over the thing, and tends to chase them. This is one of those, thrustercraft that tends to chase down any kind of surface craft and just essentially sit behind it and barbecue its anus first, which is very painful. It gets right up in your face, so just pausing the game. So we're right at the tip of the Sailfish. The Iron Cordon is only about 200 meters away, so easily within flamethrower distance. It gets right up in your face and stays there, which means it's weirdly enough kind of hard to hit as a direct result, because it's too close for a lot of I guess standard weapons to aim at it, especially if your thing turns around and runs away. It also has missile decoys on moving parts, just hither and thither all over the place. It's also an airship, which means that it can get out of the water pretty easily. I believe... Let's see what's happening in there. Yep, it's just got a big steam engine, lots of propellers, so if it flops into the water, it can get itself back out. Very, very annoying. And let's see here. Let's highlight... let's see, blueprint maintenance tools, decoy, radar decoy. It has a bunch of these. It has, if we pause the game right there, you'll see that it has those right at the tip of the flappy wings and right at the tip of the mast there, which means if we spawn in, I don't know, let's spawn in the palisade and see what happens. I am kind of rooting for the palisade, but I don't think it's going to go well. So you see, decoys, decoys, decoys. Also, this thing might very well just get too close for the, yep, there it goes. It's trying to go for the mast. It's trying to go for the flappy flap. And, just gotten right up in the face of the palisade, and these missiles are very confused. Even the tail, I thought there was a decoy on the tail. Turns out it's just a cluster of blocks that wiggles back and forth a lot. So, that's annoying. Coupled with that, there's this, Seawiz on the sides here. These are fairly big, chunky Seawiz. What is that? That's 2-meter shells firing... What is it firing? That's the soothing sound of gunpowder soothe us. What is that? Munition Defense 1. It's just big flak shells that can take out a large missile in one shot. Palisade is not doing very well. In fact, the Palisade's already dead. There we go. Iron Cord and Palisade, 2 Onyx Watch Godlies, this thing just ate them. And the fact that it has so many moving parts, and clusters of moving parts to make it worse. So if we shrink the blocks here, you can see the wings are a whole cluster of parts that are constantly moving. The tail is just a huge cluster of stuff that is moving. It's got a spin block that is a whole cluster of stuff that is moving. And it's a bad time. Are those actually spin blocks? No way. Propeller blade, that is propeller blade. Is it? I believe. Whoops. Nope, that's not what it is. It does look like it. But in any case, yes, this thing's a pain in the butt. Thankfully, this is a very specialized short-range front-sider flamethrower thing. It has some clear weaknesses you can take advantage of, thank goodness. I don't recommend trying to use ships against this thing, as we've just seen. I think, checking my notes against Bulwark vs. the Will, which you should watch, by the way, I think this lost against the Sailfish. Yep, it did. It lost, quite handily, I believe. But, there are ways to deal with this thing. So, it has a lot of weaknesses. Firstly, it's a frickin' flamethrower. It's short range. That is its main weaponry. And, what other weapons does it have? It's APS and flamethrower. That's it. Nothing else. And those, APS guns, those are munition defense. They don't do good damage against anything that isn't made of cardboard. Speaking as someone who makes stuff out of cardboard, quite frequently, and would enjoy it if it wasn't for things like the Sailfish. Lovely decoed flamer right here. So, what is the range of this thing? The range is 400 meters. That's not very far. So, if it can't close to range with something, it can't do anything to it. Hooray! And because this is a flamethrower, flamethrowers are utterly useless against anything underwater, by the way. So, let's hop over here. Let's go to medium. Where is the Peckwad? Here's the Peckwad. Let's see what happens to the Peckwad. You better dive, 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 my friend. So the Sailfish is actually, if you throw a submarine against it, it puts itself straight into the water. And you see that flamethrower cannot do anything. And the timed fuses on those APS are not doing anything either. And it is going to lose against a submarine. That is, let's see here. The Sailfish is about 460,000 materials. The Peckwad is not quite a tenth of that, slightly over a tenth of that, and is about to kill everything. Unless this gets really lucky. Oh, it also has simple weapons. I just realized. Oh, it just killed it. Never mind. It got lucky. Well, no, it didn't kill it. It just knocked a lot of surface blocks off, because that's what it does. Uh-oh. Never mind, it can deal with submarines if the submarines are stupid and are too slow under the water. But you can see there, that is what flamethrowers do, is that they don't do anything when they're under the water, even if you put oxidizer on them. So the fact this Peckwad is like giving this thing such a hard time is, well, that is hopefully enough of a demonstration that this thing can work. Peckwad is still going. Uh-oh. It killed it. That wasn't a good showing from the Peckwad. Let's spawn in a submarine that actually does do things well. Hello, where are you, Panther? Tell me you have enough missiles for this, Panther. So yeah, useless against anything underwater. Ironically, it is also kind of vulnerable to fire, because if you have a look at this thing, if you have a look-see, you'll notice that it is a lot of wood. Admittedly, there's also a lot of metal in there, as deep-water godlies tend to be, but it's quite thin layers of metal. The thickest armor is on the front. It is quite packed quite nicely. There's metal wedges in there. There's a nice heavy armor layer in there, but aside from that, this thing actually burns quite easily, especially its extremities. The wings and the sail and all that stuff, it goes burny, burny, burny. I'm trying to remember if the Panther has missiles. Yes, it does. Or does it? Well, if the Panther dives low enough, it can just outlast the Sailfish. It also looks more like an Orca, weirdly enough. I love this thing. I love, there we go. It has 4 little missiles. which are now accidentally getting shot. Let's spawn in another submarine, just for giggles. Let's go... Submarine... Where are we? Oh, there's the black tip shark. Go get him! And let's, dispose of the panther. Actually, no, we can't. Okay, then. Go get him! Try and burn something underwater. It also occasionally, you probably have yep, right there. Oh, wow, that was perfect. It occasionally clips itself with its own flak guns, which blows bits of it off. Which is, not good for it, I do have to say. So yeah, like, this thing is so helpless against submarines, it's not even funny. It's like, you can't even blame that on cheese, it's just how the game works. And, the number of sub-objects and the kind of svelte design overall means that this thing... What are you doing, my friend? Stay underwater. The whole, like, kind of a slender svelte design means that this thing can suffer from quite extreme critical existence failure, like, which I can demonstrate by doing this. If I delete all 18 subconstructs, the thing could fall out of the sky quite handily, because that's where all its propulsion and its lift is, which is awkward. Let's see then, that is... Well, that's 100,000 materials worth of stuff. It's still flying. How does it do that? That's impressive. Anyway. How do you survive? Well, the submarines are already demonstrating that quite handily, but I'll demonstrate it with something else. It's very simple. You stay out of its reach. That's it. Like, nothing fancy, no active defenses or anything like that. You just stay out of reach of it, so it can't hit you. So it can't get near you, so it can't hurt your feelings, etc., etc., etc. Let's spawn in the Sailfish over there, and we will spawn in something delightfully ironic. We're going to spawn in a pair of... What the hell was the thing called? I just realized how hungry I am. Uh-oh. We're going to spawn in some Icewind bombers, because that's fun. We're going to spawn in 2 of them, because that's fun. So this thing is highly resistant to missiles, but if you've got signal processors, you should be okay. But yeah, stay out of its reach. Be faster than about... What's the fastest that the Sailfish goes again? Fastest speed is about 101 meters per second. It usually does about 90. But if you go faster than it, it can't do anything to you. It's essentially like a ramming craft, is that if you can outrun it, it's helpless against you, basically. And as we've already seen, you can hide underwater, and because this thing is an atmospheric craft, you can even hide in space, if you are feeling particularly naughty. As for how to kill it, you want piercing weapons from the side. So, like what we saw before, it has a lot of heavy armor in here. It has the wedge trick. Where are the wedges? Give me... Ah, there's the wedges. It also has right over somewhere around here. It has... hold on, let's do this. Block counter... It's somewhere around here is the ERA, which I really should have looked at further. But hit it from the sides. It's like all front-siders. It's like hit it anywhere but the front, and you will do, at the very least, better. And that is good. So yeah, also like all front-siders, if you outnumber it and flank it with cheaper, smaller craft that it can't turn and face as easily, your life is going to be a lot easier. And laser, of course, laser, it can't dodge lasers. This is quite a wobbly craft, sometimes quite hard to hit, but lasers and hit-scan weapons in general, pretty good. Also EMP. Like, you wouldn't think that a Deepwater Guard craft is EMP vulnerable, but the Godlies actually are a bit, because they have a lot of metal in them. In particular, in the front here, and again, why did I spawn this on the enemy team? If we go way in here, we have the Flamer that is there, and the local weapon controller is somewhere in here, right at the tip, right at the front. Downside of flamethrowers, the local weapon controllers have to be kind of close to the flamer, unless you stick it on a turret, which this thing does not do. So yeah, if you manage to hit it in the face with a sufficient EMP jolt, you will kill the local weapon controller that is controlling the big scary flamer, and then the thing will basically not be able to hurt you anymore. It's very much a case of this thing will kill you, unless you hurt it. This thing is like kindergarten bully. Like, the moment you stand up to it in a meaningful way, it can't hurt you, which is hilarious. It also uses ring shields. It has some, let's see if we can find it. Yeah, there we go, found it. Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It has ring shields in the back here, so if you zap these early with any kind of EMP jolt, like be it missiles, particle cannons, APS, cram, whatever, crams doesn't work great against this thing because it's very wobbly. But if you EMP its tail, it'll lose that armor bonus like toot sweet, and that's very nice. So, that is basically it for the Sailfish. This was a quite short Most Wanted, but this is that kind of craft. If you have a surface craft that is slower than 101 meters per second, or an atmospheric craft that fits a description, this thing will barbecue you, and you will have a very bad day. If you have something hiding underwater, or hiding in space, or it just moves faster than this thing and can hit it reliably, you will be absolutely A-okay. This is a little bit like the Eerie, but more specialized, I would say. In fact, you know what I want to do? I want to see whether this thing can 1v1 the Eerie. But first I want to watch it. Oh, damn it. I'm stuck for choice now, because I want to watch this thing burn to death. But at the same time, I want to see it fight the Eerie. I think it'll burn to death rather quickly, which is hilarious and cool, and we love that. And also, like I said before, this thing does suffer from critical existence failure a little bit when you knock off the sub-upper. So I think we're going to have a little montage here of this thing burning to death, purely because I want to see it. Because, like I said, I love to hate this thing. This is one of those craft. You love to hate it. Also, did I mention that EMP disables the missile decoys on it? So the more EMP you hit it with, the faster it will die, especially if you're using missiles. Large missiles, mind you. None of that medium and small nonsense, and definitely not huge. We don't do that around here. People have told me that quite emphatically. Yay! Now we can do the outro over Sailfish versus Eerie, which I think will just be hilariously fun. And we have fun around here. We have fun, right? Right? Mandatory fun zone. No not fun allowed. Alright, let's see here. The Eerie is almost twice as expensive. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So, while we're watching this violence go on, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps. And there's fun perks in it for you. Like at the lowest tier, access to a Patreon exclusive Discord. We can hang out with me and other people, and we can complain about the Sailfish most cruelly flanking the Eerie. And what else? At the middle tier, I will name drop you in episodes of whatever I'm doing. At the highest tier, I'll even build craft for you, or draw pictures for you, whichever one you prefer. And do check out my other channels and my Twitch, because it is fun and I would love to see you. In particular, the VOD channel, go subscribe to that, because that's close to getting monetized. Wouldn't that be nice? It means I can afford more delicious treats to keep me fueled to make more Most Wanted. You wanted that. You want that, don't you? And it looks like the Eerie is, These things are so evenly matched, it's not funny. Oh boy. Oh dear. I think that's game. I think somebody got hit in the squishy bits. Yep, someone got hit in the... Uh-oh. Never mind. Wow, the Eerie lost. Damn. And that's why you don't try to face tank a flamethrower that can melt heavy armor like it's nothing. Have a good one, everyone. Happy fireproofing. Farewell. Who would have thought a big flying fish could kill an eagle's house?